Hello student, today we are going to study lesson respiration and circulation. Today's topic human circulatory system. So last time we have studied some terms of this human circulatory system. The circulation is first discovered by William Harvey. And in this circulatory system, it consists two major parts. One that is a blood vascular system and another one that is a lymphatic system. So this is a blood vascular system. Consists of blood, then heart and blood vessel. And second one, lymphatic system. Before this is concerned here the circulatory system in human. Circulation means continuous flow of blood from heart to organ and back to heart is called as circulation. So it consists of blood. Blood is a red colored alkaline connective tissue fluid and they are always flow with the help of blood vessels. This blood vessel is always occur here in the form of artery, vein and capillaries. Suppose here that is this in this structure the blood vascular system, where one of the part that is the heart, second one that is the blood vessels, artery, vein and capillaries, and blood, red colored alkaline connective tissue fluid. So that is the blood. These blood flows with the help of that blood vessel. Different type of arteries are present here. Suppose here one of these femoral artery, another one iliac artery, radial artery, then pulmonary vein, basilar artery, superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, inferior vena cava, renal vein, iliac vein, femoral vein. Means artery carry pure blood, vein carry impure blood, and capillaries, here the exchange of gases occur. So that is concerned here the blood vascular system. Then next one, in this blood vascular system, so the first part that is the blood. Blood is the main circulating fluid in the human body. Study of blood is called as hematology. It is a fluid connective tissue derived from mesoderm, bright red in color and slightly alkaline, pH 7.4. They are salty and heavier than water. The adult has 5 liters of blood, and particularly about the 8% of total body weight, the amount of the blood is occur. So in this way, that is concerned here the blood composition, and study of blood is called, that branch is called as hematology. Means all type of constituent are studied in that particular branch, that is the hematology. There are different type of tissues are present in human being, particularly epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. So it is one of the type of fluid connective tissue. Then bright red in color, respiratory pigment is present, that is the hemoglobin. They are slightly alkaline in its nature, salty and heavier than water. An adult total volume, that is a 5 liters of blood. and according to this body weight, that type of volumes are present inside the body. So that is the composition. Again one. So this is the blood. Blood consists of two major parts, one that is the plasma, another that is the cells. Plasma consists of two major parts, one that is the organic constituent, another that is the inorganic constituent. That type of constituents are studied later on. Here only the glance, particularly the blood consists which type of constituent here. Blood, then plasma and blood cells. One that is the organic, another that is the inorganic. Blood cells divided into two major parts, one that is the corpuscles, another that is the thrombocytes. Corpuscle is divided into two major parts. In some book here the corpuscle again divided into these three parts. This thrombocyte is also included, particularly in blood cells. Erythrocytes, leukocytes. Erythrocytes. Erythros means red. Cyte means cell. It is also called as red blood cell. Leukocyte. Leukos means colorless. Cyte means cell. It is also called as WBCs or white blood cell. This leukocyte is divided into two major parts, one that is the granulocyte, another that is the agranulocytes. Granulocytes means if granules are present inside the cytoplasm of the cell, that is a granulocyte cell. If granules are absent or smooth cytoplasm is present, that type of cell is called as a granulocyte leukocyte. Then this granulocyte is again divided into three major parts according to staining property. One that is the eosinophil, second one basophil, and third one that is the neutrophil. Means they stain with acidic stain, so that cell is called as eosinophil. If they stain with basic stain, so that cell is called as basophil. They do not stain acidic and basic dyes, so that cell is called as neutrophil. And a granulocyte is divided into two parts, one that is the lymphocyte and another that is the monocyte. So in this way, that is concerned here, the constituent of the blood. Then next one, the blood component, one that is a plasma and cell. Again, what type of content are present in this plasma and cells? So the first content, that is the plasma, another that is the cell. If this 5 ml of this blood sample is taken in a test tube and with the help of centrifugal, then this plasma and blood cells are separated. The straw colored or yellow colored or slightly yellowish in its color, total amount 55% of this plasma. So in this way, that is concerned here this plasma, and remaining that is the blood cell, white blood cell and platelet and red blood cell. 55% that is the plasma and remaining that is the blood cells. This plasma is a cheap transporting media of the blood. Water, total amount of this plasma means inside this plasma some organic as well as inorganic constituents are present. Water 90%, ions, proteins, gases, nutrient, waste, hormones are present in this plasma, and they play an important role, that is a transport, particularly this water as well as ions, proteins, gases, nutrient, waste and hormones. Then blood cell is again divided, these three parts, RBCs, WBCs and platelet. And these blood cells develop from stem cell in bone marrow. So in this way, that is also concerned here the blood component. And in this blood sample, with the help of centrifugal machine, that type of separation is occur. One that is the plasma, another that is the blood cell. Then next one, in this plasma there are different type of constituents are present. That constituents are studied separately. So where the constituent and major function. So the first constituent of this plasma, that is the water, and total amount of this water, that is the 90%. And it plays important role because water is a good solvent for carrying other substances. So where it plays important role, that is the transporting the substances, which substances are present inside the plasma. Second constituent, that is the salts or ions. Sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chloride, bicarbonate. So that type of salts are present in plasma, and that salts plays important role to maintain osmotic balance, pH buffering. pH is also balanced with the help of that salt or ions. Sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chloride, bicarbonate plays also important role to nerve and muscle functions. Means here the major role of ions to maintain the osmotic balance, to maintain the pH, and nerve and muscle function properly occur with the help of that salts or ions. Then plasma proteins are also studied in detail later on, but here plasma protein amount 7%. They play important role, that is osmotic balance and pH buffering. Fibrinogen plays important role, that is the clotting. Immunoglobulin plays important role, that is to develop immunity. So that is concerned here the plasma protein, means total percent of water 90%, total percent of plasma protein 7, and remaining, that is ions and some nutrient, waste product, respiratory gases and hormones, that is the remaining. Means up to 1 to 3%, that type of substances are present, ions and nutrient, waste product, respiratory gases and hormones. This nutrient is always occur in the form of glucose, fatty acid, vitamins, amino acid. That type of nutrient is also transported. Then waste product of metabolism. Metabolism means a physico-chemical reaction is occur inside the body. So that is concerned here this metabolism, and during this metabolism some waste product is also prepared, such as this urea, uric acid, creatinine. That type of waste product is also transported by plasma. Then respiratory gases is also present in the form of O2 and CO2. Some hormones are also present, and that hormones is also transported by blood. So in this way, this plasma is a cheap transporting media of the blood, and that type of transport is occur with the help of plasma, nutrient, waste product, respiratory gases and hormones. Here this plasma protein is also studied in detail in this fashion. That type of constituent are present in plasma. One, that is the albumin 16%. Means inside this plasma protein, that is a 7%, and in this 7% albumin, that is a 60%, globulin, that is a 36%, and remaining, that is the fibrinogen. That type of proteins are present in plasma. So this plasma protein, one of the plasma protein, that is albumin, and this albumin is responsible for colloid osmotic pressure, major contributor to blood viscosity. It transports lipids, hormones, calcium and other solute, and buffers blood pH. That is the major function of albumin. Globulin also plays important role to transport and defense functions. Then alpha globulin is again consists of different types. One, hepatoglobulin. Second, ceruloplasmin. Third, prothrombin, and others. So that hepatoglobulin transport hemoglobin released by dead erythrocytes. Because if lifespan of that erythrocyte is over, then that dead erythrocytes release Hb, and that Hb is transported with the help of hepatoglobulin. Then ceruloplasmin transport copper. Prothrombin promote blood clotting, and others type of protein is also present in plasma, and it transport lipids, fat soluble vitamins, and hormones. Next one, that is the beta globulins. Number 1, transferrin transport iron. Complement protein, it is a aid in destruction of to the organism. And others, that is the transport of lipid. Gamma globulins develop antibodies, and fibrinogen, total amount 4%, they play the important role, that is the blood clotting, and that immunoglobulin is also plays important role to develop the antibodies. So in this way, this plasma plays important role for different type of functions: osmotic balance, pH buffering, nerve and muscle function. It transport glucose, fatty acid, vitamins, amino acids, gases, O2, CO2, hormones is also transported. So these are the different type of functions of this plasma. Then next one, that is the blood cell, and that blood cell is always occur in the form of red blood cell, white blood cell, and platelet. And generally the structure is seen as like this fashion. Red blood cell is a disc-shaped, biconcave, or nucleated in human. White blood cell is again divided two major types. One, that is a granulocytes. Inside this cytoplasm, granules are present, and lobed nucleus is present in granulocyte cells. Then agranulocyte cells, granules are absent. Smooth cytoplasm is present. An example, that is a lymphocyte and monocytes. That is the example, lymphocyte and monocyte. Then in this granulocyte, eosinophil, basophil, and neutrophil. Agranulocyte, monocyte, and lymphocyte. And that is concerned here the platelet. So the detailed structure of that RBCs, WBCs, and platelets are studied in next slide. So here again, this white blood cell, this granulocyte, a granulocyte, eosinophil, basophil, and neutrophil, monocyte, lymphocyte. That detailed structure of studied in this next slide. So in this way, that is concerned here, the acidophil, basophil, neutrophil, monocyte, and lymphocyte. So that type of cells are present. That cells are studied in a whole glance. But before this, we have studied, that is the red blood cells. Hello students. So the next part, red blood cell, it is also called as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes means red, and cyte means cell. So it is also called as a red blood cell. The structure is often in this fashion. RBCs, the large surface area present, it contains hemoglobin, and hemoglobin carries oxygen. RBCs that is unnucleated, no nucleus to make room for more oxygen, and the main function of RBCs to carry the oxygen from the lungs to the body and carbon dioxide from the body back to the lungs. Means to transport O2 and CO2. Lungs to the body, and from the body back to the lungs. So that type of function of these red blood cells is occur. So generally, this formation of RBC is called as erythropoiesis, and maximum production of this red blood cell is occur in bone marrow cavity, particularly red bone marrow. And in fetal life, generally the production is occur in liver, spleen, placenta, and thymus gland. That type of red blood cells production is occur. In fetal life, this red blood cells production is occur in placenta, in liver, spleen, and thymus gland. Here the production of red blood cells. And main function, it carries or transport O2 and CO2. Lifespan of this RBC 100 to 120 days. And after lifespan is over, means working of RBCs are over. So that destruction of that dead RBCs is always occur in spleen. So spleen is called as graveyard of RBCs. And the spleen store maximum blood, and at the time of emergency that blood is used. So spleen is called as blood bank, means in our body spleen is also called as blood bank. So in this way, that is the production of RBC. Then the major function of this RBC in fetal life, production of this RBC, and generally the RBC count in male is occur 5.5 million per cubic millimeter of the blood. In human female, 4.5 million. In newborn baby, 6.8 million. In this way, that is concerned here the production of RBC is occur. Then this mammalian RBCs, or generally human RBCs, they are biconcave, circular, and nucleated. That is the structure of RBC. Instead of nucleus, stroma is present, and inside the stroma, respiratory pigment hemoglobin is present. In all mammalian RBCs are unnucleated except camel and llama. That animal is biconvex and oval in its shape. And this RBC in higher cell organelle like mitochondria and Golgi complex, red blood cells are absent. Antigen is also present on the surface of red blood cell. In red blood cell, the color of the RBCs, that is the red due to respiratory pigment, that is the hemoglobin. And due to this hemoglobin, the color of the RBC is red in color. Single RBC is pale in yellow color, while a group of RBCs always appear red in color. Hemoglobin, that is the respiratory pigment, is present in humans, so heme, that is a 5%, and globin, that is the 95%. Heme, that is the iron containing part, and globin, that is one of the type of protein. Then iron and protein. So that part is present, and each molecule of globin protein is composed of 4 polypeptide chains. Generally, the size of red blood cell, that is the 7.5 micron. So this is the normal size of RBC. If deficiency of vitamin B12 is occur, then RBCs become larger in size. So it is called as macrocytes. And due to deficiency of this RBC, again size is small. That type of RBC is called as microcyte. These both cell macrocyte RBCs and microcyte RBCs are destructed by spleen. Shape of the RBC, they are biconcave, and if change in the shape of RBC is called as poikilocytosis. If uremia is occur, RBC shape is also irregular. If sickle cell anemia is occur, RBC cell becomes sickle shape. And if RBC is kept in hypertonic solution, then it will shrink. And in hypotonic solution, it bursts. So in this way, that is concerned here. The shape of the RBC, size of the RBC, production of the RBCs, and function of the RBC to carry the oxygen from the lungs to the body and carbon dioxide from the body back to the lungs, means transport of O2 and CO2. So in this way, that is concerned here, erythrocytes or red blood cells. So the graveyard of this RBC is also called as spleen. And in this topic, we also studied, that is production of the RBC, lifespan of the RBC, shape and size of the RBC, total amount of the RBC, and function of RBCs. So in this way, this topic is over here. Later on, in the next lecture, we have discussed, that is the types of leukocytes and platelet and clotting factor. At the next lecture, thanks.